Hi and welcome to the video guys. Today I'm showing you an iPhone 7 screen replacement. Make sure you watch the video all the way through, so before you decide to repair your own phone, just remember that this is harder than it looks, as all the flexes in the phone are very fragile. So repair at your own risk. So the tools you'll need are a pentalobe screwdriver, a tri-point screwdriver, a 1.5mm Phillips screw, an iSesame tool and a plastic pry tool. I will leave all the tools and the links in the description below. So to start off, you want to use your pentalobe screw and take out these two screws at the bottom of the phone. If the frame is slightly bent, you might find it hard to take out with a screw, so all you need to do is stick an iSesame tool in between the frame so it lifts up, making it easier to take out the screw. To take the screen off, all you want to do is slip the iSesame tool in between the frame, then gently twist the tool to pry up the screen. Now you're going to want to do this very slowly and not dig in too deep, as it could damage the flexes inside the phone. If you're struggling to pry around the phone, then use a hairdryer and apply some heat on the edges of the screen, as there sometimes can be adhesive around the frame of the phone. Now the iPhone 7 is different to the iPhone 6 models. Instead of opening up the phone from the bottom, you need to open it from the left to the right, so it's basically folds out like a book. As you open up the screen, you'll see this metal plate with 4 screws. Remove these 4 screws with the tri-point screwdriver. When you've taken off the metal plate, unclip the battery ribbon cable and the 2 ribbon cables that connect to the screen. Next, you want to go to the top of the right hand corner of the phone and you'll see this metal plate. Take out the 2 screws either side and unclip the ribbon cable. So now that you've got the screen off, you're going to want to start from the bottom. So unscrew these 4 screws from the back plate. Remember to keep all your screws and brackets organized so it's easy to put them back together into its original place. Unclip the home button and remove it. If you're finding it's hard to remove the home button, it's probably because the glue is keeping it stuck to the screen. So use the hairdryer and apply some heat from the front of the phone. Then you should be able to slowly pry out the flexes and remove the home button. Then make your way to the side of the phone and take out these 3 screws from both sides of the phone. Once you're done, make your way to the top of the screen and take 5 screws out from the bracket that's covering the front camera. Take out the bracket and the earpiece speaker. Just like the home button, the front camera is glued down, so you need to grab that hairdryer again and heat up the front of the screen where the golden dots sit. When you've applied some heat, you should be able to get underneath the golden connectors and pry them off the screen, but be extremely careful as the flexes are very fragile. Once the front camera and the home button have been removed, then you want to remove the back plate that might have a tiny bit of adhesive, so use your pry tool or slowly run your fingers underneath it to take it off. So that's everything off your old screen. Now you need to transfer everything onto your new screen. Starting from the bottom, you're going to want to put your home button back in. Tuck the home button back through the hole, then plug it back in. You know when it's fully in when you hear the tiny click. Line the metal back plate up with the little screws at the side of the phone and screw the home button bracket back in. You want to put the bracket over the circular tabs from the back plate, not underneath. Put the 3 screws from each side of the phone back in. After that, you want to grab your earpiece ribbon cable and put that back, lining it up with the little peg. There's a little tiny hole at the top of the golden piece that matches up with a tiny dot as a guide. Then you want to fold the proximity sensor and everything back into place. And those golden little connection points will fold right over the top of the earpiece and fold over the front camera into its slot. When you finish, you can grab your back plate from your camera and place the screws back into the holes. So then you want to take the screen and plug it back into the connectors in the phone. When you plugged all 3 flexes in correctly, then plug the battery back into the phone. You want to hold the power button and see if it turns on. If it doesn't turn on, then try taking the battery flexor out and putting it back in, which is called a battery pull. When your phone boots up, test the digitizer by going onto your core keypad and press all the numbers about 3 times to test that every section of your phone is working. Once you've finished testing and everything is fine, put the back plates back into the top section, which is the front camera, and the bottom right section, which is your screen and your battery. Finishing it off, you're going to want to slot the top of your screen into the top frame, then use your thumbs to slide down and click the screen back into place. If it doesn't slot back into place, then check to see if there's any spare screws floating about, stopping it from sitting in flush. Then to finish it off, you're going to want to put the last 2 screws in the bottom of the phone in, and there you go. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more tips and tricks for your smartphones. Hope you all have a good day and we'll see you in the next one.